You know, when you're shopping for insurance, there are so many different options and companies that you can shop with, but you want to find someone that's going to give you great service at a great price. Well, that is the motto of Bishop Insurance Agency here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Got some of the gentlemen in here from Bishop. Good to have you all with us. We've got John Russell O'Neill, E.J. Hamrick, and Jody Entrican. Good to have you all on the show here. If you would, E.J., give us a little background about Bishop Insurance Agency.
Well, the agency started in 2000, and it was owned by a couple guys, and then John Russell and I actually bought part of the agency January of this year. So now he, myself, and a guy named Scott Mosher own the agency.
Then you've got over 100 carriers as well. I mentioned your mission statement, which is a great thing because you care about your clients. And working with them here locally and making sure, and especially down here on the Gulf Coast. I mean, one of the biggest things that people are really looking at is my homeowner's insurance. I mean, after Katrina came through here, I mean, it just kind of messed up everything when it came to getting a homeowner's insurance, what you can afford, what you can't afford. The wind pool was the biggest thing. So if you would talk a little bit about what Bishop, what you do when you go out and work with someone regarding their homeowner's insurance.
Well, Jim, one thing I'd like to mention too is that a lot of people were trapped after Katrina in the fact of they couldn't go anywhere with their insurance. Their only choice was their agency, whoever they're with at the time, along with the wind pool. That's no longer the case anymore, especially with an independent agency like ourselves. We have multiple carriers. You mentioned we have a lot of carriers that we can write through. That's home, auto, commercial, and all other lines. But one thing that we can do is we actually work for the customer. We don't work for an agency itself. So while a lot of people, they go to a name brand agency, all they can do is buy what that agent might be selling them, what they're offering them at the time. A lot of times it might be what that agency is trying to promote that agent to sell. We're not like that. We work directly for the customer. So we have multiple carriers. So what we do is we price shop those carriers. We find the best value that we can for the customer. Coverage and price equals value. So we try to customize it exactly to what they need, not sell them anything they don't need. And one thing that's good too, in the event of another big storm, we have multiple carriers. So if there's ever an instance where the carrier that customer might be with no longer is offering wind insurance or might decide that Mississippi is somewhere they don't want to do business anymore, that's okay because we have dozens of other carriers that we can then pivot and place them with someone else, all within our agency, and we do all that for them. If there's ever an increase at a renewal, we shop it out for them and make sure that we're keeping a good price and a good value policy for that customer.
Now, people are thinking about they're getting homeowners insurance. They're wondering, what all does my homeowner's coverage? And I guess you could probably customize something as far as what it does coverage, whether it covers water backup, flooding, content, things like that, or even, not even thinking of storms, fire, different situations like that.
Well, the typical homeowner's policy is going to, cover fire, lightning, theft, vandalism, smoke, bursting pipes. Water backup is a coverage that you can add that a lot of people don't realize they might not have that.
For those who put their hot water heaters up in the attic,
right.
One of those things pops and messes the floors.
And then of course our policies include the wind.
Okay.
Which there's a lot of carriers out there that are still not including wind in their homeowners.
What about older homes versus newer homes? I mean, if you got a brand new house that's been built or whatever against a house that's been here for 50 years, I mean, I guess those are some of the things that you do have to take into factors.
And that's a risk situation. We look at the individual risk and we assess it. So if it's a house built in, say, 1940 that was completely gutted and updated after Katrina, that will get a substantial rate decrease versus a house built in 1940 with no updates. That still has older wiring in it, older plumbing in it. So we are able to give credits for older homes. And really, depending on the house, as long as it's got electricity and plumbing in it, we can insure it, some form or fashion. So. But yes, we can. There is a difference in kind of price with that, but we look at the individual risk and we underwrite and rate that risk individually.
All right. One quick question before we move to automotive: do you have to pay for the policy or claim out of pocket?
No.
Not typically. Okay. Let's talk automotive now. So let's talk about coverage. You get 25, 50, 25, full coverage, whatever. I mean, what does all that mean?
Well, the 25, 50, 25, that's the state minimum full coverage amount. What most people are confused about is exactly your question. What do those numbers mean? The first two numbers go hand in hand. 2550, that's for bodily injuries. So that's what it's going to pay, if someone's injured in that accident. The last number, that third number, 25, that's for property damages. That's where a lot of people are underinsured and they think, oh, I have full coverage, it covers me for anything. That's not the case. There's an old way to look at it, you get what you pay for. So one of the things that we specialize in at Bishop Insurance Agency is we care about our clients. That motto, great service, great price, part of that service is we care about you. We're trying to do the best thing for you. We're taking your best interest at heart. So when we assess what you have, your automobile coverage, we want to look and make sure there is enough coverage to cover your vehicle in case of a total loss as well.
Now, what if, if you're looking at your insurance right now with another company, you're thinking, man, I'm paying an awful lot for this. I guess they can bring that to you and y'all look over and say, well, we can do this for you.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Not only do we do that, but we also have multiple auto carriers, and we run all of our risks through an auto rater. What it does is it gives us a kind of a glimpse of what that customer has, what their rates are if they have any tickets or accidents, and then it shows us what company is the best fit for them. So once again, we're not just giving you what we can sell. We shop that out and try to give you the best value. And at any time we have between 7 and 9 different auto carriers. So if you come to us, instead of going through the phone book and calling multiple people, you can call us and we can shop you through multiple carriers ourselves.
Are there ways to get discounts? You hear about getting
Absolutely.
discounts for auto, like driver's education, things like that, good driving record. You get
Absolutely.
discounts for that?
There's multiple discounts, and it depends on the carrier, but at any given time, the typical driver can get between, I'd say, 6 and 10 different discounts on their policy.
And does a higher deductible affect your premium whatsoever?
Yes, it can make the premium go down, but sometimes that may not be in the best interest of the client. Once again, that's the kind of individual thing we look at with them and kind of see what their tolerance is and as far as deductibles.
We got a minute left. November the 11th, Saturday. Got a big car show coming up in D'Iberville.
Yes, sir. That is also Veterans Day. And one of the things we're trying to do is trying to show everybody that we care about not just our clients, but our people who served our country, our veterans as well. So Bishop Insurance, we're going to be hosting a car show November 11th, starting at 9 o'clock. It's going to be at the D'Iberville High School football stadium, and we'll be there from 9 to 5, that day. So please come on out and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun, with the standard good fun, with any car show.
A lot of great old classic cars and everything.
And then we're going to have a special event to honor all of our veterans.
And just real quick, can they contact you to enter the show?
Absolutely. Yes, sir, they sure can.
All right. Well, you can contact them. The phone number's on your screen. They've got 2 locations on the Gulf Coast, in Biloxi and Ocean Springs. Give them a call. Go to their website and check out the different things that they do have to offer. And, great value, great price, great insurance. Bishop Insurance Agency.